Number 9 says determine the equation of each of the following lines. These are straight lines, so their equation will look like y is equal to mx plus c. M now is the gradient, which is the number in front of the x, and c now is the y-intercept. C is very easy. C is where the line touches the y-axis. Okay, wherever the line touches the y-axis, that is C. The gradient now, we have to pause a little bit and reflect upon it a little bit. Let's look at its definition. The definition of gradient. It is the value, okay, by which the y varies whenever x increases by 1. You could recall from number 5, when we're doing number 5, when we were plotting, well, number 6, actually, when we were plotting, and the gradient is -3. So whenever x increases by 1, the y decreases by 3. Here it is. -4 to -3, that's an increase by 1 on the part of the x, and the y now decreasing by 3. Okay, number 5 also, the gradient is 3. So when x increases by 1, from 0 to 1, okay, let's look at this one there. From 1 to 2, that's an increase of 1, and the y increased by 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. From 2 to 3 is an increase of 1, and the y increases by 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. Okay, so we're going to use this now to determine the gradient, and where the line touches the y-axis, that will be the y-intercept. So let's do this for B. Let's take a careful look at the graph for B. Let's increase this, and let's look at the graph for B. That's B's graph right there. Clearly, we can see the y-intercept is -4. So we can write this down. The y-intercept, C, is -4. So what we're mixing to find now is the gradient, by how much the y changes when x increases by 1. So we can start anywhere. Look at, here's a good place to start. So an increase by 1 would be from, let's go there. Let's start there. 1 to 2. So 1, -3, y is -3. And then when you increase x by 1, 2, you get in -2. So x going up by 1 and y going up by, from -3 to -2, that will be 1. Okay, here it is again. 4 to 5. The x increasing from 4 to 5. While the x increasing from 4 to 5, the y increasing from 0 to 1. So that's an increase of 1. So whenever x increases by 1 for this graph, whenever x increases by 1, y also increases by 1. So the gradient is 1. So for B now, the gradient is actually 1. Okay? For F, let's do F. We don't know what the gradient is yet. We don't know what the y-intercept is yet. Let's take a look at the graph for F. The y-intercept is the easier one to find. The y-intercept is -2. So we put here -2 for the y-intercept. Now we want to know what number coming in front there for the x. What is the gradient? Now, as we can see now, for B now, the line is going up. Why is it increasing? Okay. Remember, the line shows you the behavior of the y. X always increasing from left to right. Now, y now is either increasing or decreasing. So for F, y seems to be decreasing. So this F now has a negative gradient, but how much? Let us see. Let's start with 0. 0 is -2. When x increases from 0 to 1, we have like a decimal there, so that is not sufficient. 0 to 2, we have a decimal. 0 to 3, we have a definite value here. So when x increases by 3, y increases by -3. Y decreases, no, not decreases, no? By -3. Y decreases because y now starting from -2 to -3. Look at it. -2 to -3. But x increases by 3. Okay? And that shows us another way now we can define gradient. Here it is. Remember the formula for gradient is y is equal to m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we have to use that concept there. Let us recall that m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's the formula for gradient. The way y changes when x changes. Now for this one, therefore f now, x is changing by 3. The change of x is going below, x changing by 3. Okay, that's the x2 minus x1. 3 minus 0 is 3. Now, while x changing by 3, why x increasing by 3, y now look like it decreasing by 1. Decreasing by 1. So this gradient there now is -1/3. Let's go over it again. X increasing from 0 to 3. From 0 to 3, 3 minus 0, that's an increase of 3, +3 for the x. Remember, the x is in the denominator. Now, while x is increasing by 3, y seems to be decreasing by 1 because -2 to -3 is a decrease by 1. It went down by 1. Look at it. It just went down by 1. -1 went down by 1. That is the change of the y. So the gradient here seems to be -1/3. Whenever x, and you can actually see it, whenever x increases by 1, y decreases by 1/3. Here it is. From 0 to 1, the decrease is 1/3. Look at there, just 1/3. Okay, I look another 1/3 and another 1/3. All right. So whenever x increases by 1, y decreases by 1/3. So the gradient for f is -1/3. So you could also use the formula for gradient to obtain the gradient, and the y-intercept is very easy. That's where the line touches the y-axis. So that's what you do for number 9.